This man is going to prison after pleading guilty to setting a house on fire to cover up a murder. 23-year-old Donald Miller Jr. pleaded guilty and accepted a 40-year prison sentence today. KLTV7's Katie Parker has more from the courtroom, including what the family of the victim had to say.
Do you plead to these two cases?
Guilty, sir.
Today, 23-year-old Donald Raymond Miller Jr. of Longview pleaded guilty to murder and arson. On June 7, 2023, Miller was arrested for setting a fire at a home in the 100 block of East Avalon Avenue in South Longview. It was later found he set the fire to cover up killing 66-year-old Ronnie Moody, also of Longview. Police said Miller broke into the home thinking it was abandoned. When Moody confronted him, Miller hit him in the head, killing him, and then set the fire. Longview firefighters arrived on the scene shortly after 1 o'clock in the morning. Miller had been seen walking past the home minutes before the firefighters got there. He was walking with another man who later identified him to police. Once booked into the Gregg County Jail, Miller called his mother. A recording of that call showed Miller told his mom what he had done. This evidence led investigators to believe Miller caused Moody's death and started the fire to destroy the evidence. As part of today's plea agreement, Miller was sentenced to 40 years for murder and 20 years for arson. Prosecutor Stacey Brownlee called the plea a good outcome all around.
We like to see these cases be closed without a lengthy trial. It was very emotional and difficult for the families to do.
Brownlee says Miller's willingness to take responsibility for what he did gives Moody's family a chance to let them know how his actions affected them.
Your actions have forever changed my life and the lives of my family. The day my brother died, a piece of our family died along with him.
Katie Parker, KLTV 7 News.
Now, Miller's sentences will be served concurrently, meaning it's a 40-year prison sentence. He also waived his right to appeal and will get credit for more than 2 years of time served since his arrest in 2023. An East Texas highway became a runway overnight when a small plane had to make an emergency landing. It happened just after midnight along Highway 31, not far from Tyler Pounds Airport. KLTV7's Emma Burns reports.
Just after midnight, pilot Josh Carroll radios into the Tyler Pounds air traffic control saying his engine had failed.
Coming in to land at the airport, engine died.
The 1979 Cessna Skyhawk engine gave out just outside of Tyler Pounds Regional Airport, where he expected to land after taking off from San Antonio Stinson Municipal Airport Wednesday night.
So I didn't have